Hi, everyone. This is Ainsley, and I am the founder and chief of Teen Music Insider. And today we are going to be talking to IAMSYDNEYB.
Hello.
So, to start off, can you tell us a little bit about your background, how you got into music?
So, I think I've kind of always been interested in music, even when I was really little. I just didn't know it yet, because like the movies and shows I always wanted to watch included music. And then I really started to find my passion for music when I was 9 years old in the fourth grade. I joined the choir at my school, and then I've been in choir ever since then. And so I think that was the point where I really realized how much I loved music.
That's awesome. Well, it's very true because I know I've really been listening to your new songs and stuff, and your voice is so lovely, and so you can tell you really worked on your craft. And I really wanted to ask you, have you always been, do you think, interested in this more professional music and that? Do you like pop music, or what's kind of your style you think right now?
So right now, I would definitely say pop. I actually, when I was younger, I had always dreamed of becoming a singer, but I never really thought that it was a possibility. And so I was really happy just doing my choral singing. And then later, that kind of spiraled into me doing musical theater as well. So I kind of do all three genres now. So I do choral singing, classical singing, musical theater, and then now I do pop. So I'm trying to expand as much as I can.
Hey, that's awesome. That's so cool. Do you have a favorite like musical theater song you like to sing, like just for fun when you're in your own like space and head?
So, one of my favorites is definitely The Girl in 14G. It's not a super known song, but Kristen Chenoweth sings it. And I actually brought it to a competition and won with it. So, it's a really fun song for me.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so have you done or learned any like musical interest instruments alongside your singing, or do you think you've just mainly focused on the singing aspect of your career?
So, I have mainly focused on the singing act. However, I actually used to play the cello. I still play a little bit, just not as much. I used to be in an orchestra. I had to drop that because I didn't have enough time. So I'll play for fun sometimes though. And then my parents got me a guitar for Christmas, so I'm also wanting to pick that up.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I love guitar playing. When you start a song, what would you say is your first like go-to? Like, do you write a note in your thing? Do you kind of do voice record? I know people have their kind of different ways they start the song process.
So I actually do both of those things. And a lot of the times too is if I hear a quote or something that I really like, I'll jot it down in my notes app. And then sometimes like a song can expand off of that. Or sometimes people will ask me a question, like the producers I work with, they'll ask me like, what do you want to write about today, Sydney? Or how are you feeling today, Sydney? And then the song will kind of spiral off of what they ask me.
So do you think a lot of your music is very like based on your life?
I would say so. I think a lot of my music has to do with my inner thoughts. And then the earlier songs were definitely more of Sydney, you're learning how to do this, so you're not exactly in charge yet. So, especially those earlier songs are not as much centered on me. It was more like this would sound good for you. And then now we're going more into like this is what Sydney wants to write about and like this is what Sydney thinks about and thinks is important.
Cool. Do you think there's been an artist that's really influenced your sound or your music style?
So one of the music videos we just shot recently called You're Beautiful, that one was actually the beat was inspired off of one of Megan Trainor's new songs. I like her sound a lot just because of how like upbeat and peppy it is. And it's really fun to dance to. And so that's kind of what I wanted that song to sound like specifically. So she's definitely one of the ones that influences my stuff.
Do you have a favorite song by her right now?
That's a good question. I think my favorite song by her is probably Better When I'm Dancing. It was in the Peanuts movie actually, which was one of my favorite movies when I was little. But it always just makes me like super happy when I listen to it. So,
You want to feel those feelings of like happiness when other people listen to your music? Is that kind of your goal?
that's one of my goals. The other goal is definitely I hope to like self-reflect. So That's really important. That's something really important for me is like when I'm doing my music, I want to be able to think about what's important to me. And so I hope other people can kind of like backspring off of that and think about what's important to them too through my music.
Well, you did mention your new single, You're Beautiful. Can you tell us about it and a little bit more about the vocals? Because they're just so good.
Thank you. So that one is definitely it's meant to be a very, very happy song, and then it's also meant to be a song that kind of tells you like you're amazing, you got this, and it's like you don't need anything else to tell you you've got this, and you don't need anything to show you you've got this. So there's like one specific line is like got no makeup on, still got my sweatpants on. So it's like no matter what you look like or what you're doing, you're still beautiful through that.
I love that. Did you have a kind of vision of what you wanted the music video to be about? And can you kind of give a little like description of what the music video is for our readers?
Mhm. So I actually did not have an initial idea. I just kind of wanted it to be super upbeat and fun for people to watch and for me to do because I work better if it's fun for me too. So then the director gave us the idea of like a slumber party. And then instead of hiring people to be like my friends in the slumber party, I actually have a bunch of my friends in it and my little sister. And so the whole process was just 1,000 times more fun that way. And so it's like a lot of the little scenes that we do, like there's one where we're playing air hockey, and then there's another where it's like we're watching a movie. All of those scenes, like a lot of those reactions are true and genuine reactions, which I think makes it way more fun to watch when you know that's really the way we were feeling.
Yeah, it makes it definitely like you feel part of it too, because you can see those emotions are real because it's your sisters and your friends, like you actually know them. That's really
Exactly.
cool. Do you have anything coming up next you can tell our readers?
So I do have a bunch of songs all queued up and ready to be released. I think there's about 11, so that's exciting.
Yay, that's awesome. Well, hopefully an album or something soon. That'd be really cool.
That's what we're
So
hoping.
yes. So we love a little exclusive here at TMI, too much information. But before you go, can you tell us something that like nobody knows or you've never spilled in an interview before?
It's a good one. I have to think about that one. What is a good one?
I know it's a hard question.
It's a really hard question. Um, Trying to think of like we play this game in choir. It's weird but true facts when we're on like road trips going places. So I'm
Okay.
trying to think of like what's some of the stuff I've written in that.
That's a cool thing though. Like you guys do this cool game. That's awesome.
It's super fun. You find out a lot that you didn't know about people. So
That's so true. Well, guys, you'll have to try to do that game if you're ever bored in a road trip.
it definitely cures boredom. Um, I know one thing, a lot of people don't, I may have said this before, a lot of people don't know I actually play softball too. Um, it is, I used to play on a travel team actually, and then I had to take a break from that for a while because when I was recruited to the travel team, I didn't really understand the commitment of travel because I was young. And so I actually grew to hate the sport, which makes me really sad now that I'm back playing it. Um, but I'm really happy I kind of passed through that time of where I hated it and now I love it again. So I don't play on that level anymore. Right now, I just play at my school, but it's really fun. And then one more. My family actually travels a lot, so I've been to several different countries in Europe specifically. So, like this past summer, we went to Italy, Greece, Spain, and France. So that was really fun.
Well, geez, you are a world traveler. That's so cool. Have you had a favorite place you've gone to?
Definitely Paris. Paris is the top
That's
for
where
me.
I want to go. That's my dream vacation.
It was mine too. I didn't realize it at the time, but coming home from it, it was like the best experience ever. And then I think another reason I have such a strong connection to that is because that was the last trip we took before COVID hit, and then we were quarantined for 2 years. So this is actually the first vacation that we've been on since COVID outside the country. So that was really exciting.
If you got the chance, would you want to like perform in Paris or perform worldwide one day?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Well, on that note, thanks so much, everyone, for listening. Guys, please go listen to her beautiful, beautiful new song, You're Beautiful. And thanks again. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.